always liked Skull Candy. Not as much now. Not as much now, though. The ones I have are great,
I
but
think we got sponsors for the show. Oh my god,
yeah,
that'd be amazing.
it'd be nice, but I don't. Well, I mean, this is the first one. We're gonna have to do a few more.
We're well one of well for one we're furries. Number two, we're right leaning people. So it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get that. Maybe. Well, okay. Raid Shadow Legends and Express VPN don't give a dang about anything. They will fund you no matter what. But
I don't know if we
I
if
don't want to. I don't want to show for Raid.
yeah.
Not for Raid.
And we're just giving out a bunch of free advertising to all these people right now, but it amounts to nothing because we don't really have an audience yet. Let's see.
Yeah.
That we could be listening to this when we have like 60,000 people listening in the
Ah.
future, or in
Oh,
the
you
future we'll have
you think
six.
we have more than one? That's one of us.
Well, I'm gonna have to listen to this and make sure everything's okay. When I record this, I don't know how we're gonna do this. Like, we're gonna make a YouTube channel and just have a recording of it, or we're gonna go on
Yeah,
Spotify. I
that's
don't
what
know
I
how
was
we're gonna.
thinking we were gonna do.
And something you have to figure out is how to get it in the podcast apps. Like, how exactly we're gonna do that? How did they do that? Well, anyway, I think it'd be a good time to move on to a new subject.
Yeah. So the consensus for the waste of time is that do you gain something from it that and more than what you lose? If it meets that
Yeah,
criteria, then I don't think it is. So the next point I have is
it's just like it's the opposite of socialism. You put a lot in and you get a whole lot less out of it.
yeah,
uh, anyway,
yeah. Okay, so autism in the fandom. There's a lot of autistic people in the fandom.
yeah,
I'm autistic. I don't know if you know her, but my friend Spirit Sodaru is autistic. There are a few more that I can't think of right now, but a large portion of the fandom, like twice the normal population, is autistic, which is the 2.4 to 4% of the population is autistic, which it's still a small amount, but that is double the population, the normal population, and so I think there's somewhat of a correlation, and there's a video on this that talks about it, not on this. Why do furries exist by Noggin and Loxton, and it's a very good video. It talks about it really well, and it gives a nice explanation saying that some people go into it. Autistic people are more likely to go into it, and some people don't. And one side that I think isn't really talked about as much is from the autistic point, not from the furry point. Why are so many autistic people furries? Not why are so many furries autistic? So, and that's one thing I've been thinking about for a while, because if autistic people are more likely to be, furries, then I think one thing we should be pulling instead of how many furries are autistic is how many autistic people are furries. That's not a poll I've seen. That's not something I've seen. And I want to.
furries are a very strange thing. It's a very abstract. Give me a wiper.
Yeah, it's an abstract community, which we don't really see very often. I think it's unique in that there's not one community that we gather around. We all make our own. We all make our own art, and we all make our own characters. There's no one singular series that we flock to, and that's what brings us together.
Yeah,
It's us just enjoying anthropomorphic animals.
yeah.
And I think that
It's
autistic people tend to be more into that because of how autistic people think. We tend to latch onto things from our childhood. We tend to we tend to absorb things into our brain and latch onto things and think about them more sometimes we hyper focus on something and can't really forget it. Sometimes we can't remember something, or at least that's me. Maybe that's my ADD working in a junction with it. But so it's like the psychology of it is really interesting. I think that's something that's not really explored and really should be.
Yeah, it would be in the benefit of most. Yeah, it is an interesting subject matter. I mean, just mental health overall is it's excruciatingly important that to consider part of it how of how it can influence people in general, how people make decisions, and people get into certain things. And it would be interesting to see the link in a actual study how people become furries. But the thing I'm worried about is I don't want people to use it like, oh, if we eliminate this, and they won't become furries. I don't want them to like think of it that way
Yeah,
as a eugenic kind of way. I don't like. I don't particularly care for the idea, but yeah. There's something I did want to bring up, and I have to write it down. Um, and I, and it has to do with people. It's a controversial thing, but I shouldn't bring it up, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway. It's about it's about something I've noticed over a course of time, and and it's not because me. Oh, I'm just looking at people and just want to make fun of them or make put them down or anything. But it has not. It doesn't have to do with how they look or or assumptions I make of them. It's what I see, what issues that they have, uh, what issues they have while being a furry, and I feel that there is a correlation between people who are insecure about how they look in real life and they use being they use their persona as a way like, hey, look at me, like the meme with Danny DeVito, like oh dang, do I have that
which
meme?
one? He's got a couple.
Yeah, I don't
Anyways,
have
it
it.
started blasting, or she's
Okay.
also got trash. I'm the trash man. That's my character.
Hmm.
Danny DeVito himself is a meme, so he generates a lot.
Hold on. Let me go to my meme folder. Give me one second.
Yeah.
We're gonna scavenge. Okay, so that's the memes. It's just normal memes. It should be in here somewhere. That was from a while ago.
You want to talk about having too many photos? One second. I'm taking a screenshot.
I need to start deleting some of these. Okay, this oh god. Oh
Please. You're
no, I'm gonna
weak.
have to get this dude. I'm gonna
You're
save this.
weak. Look at this. Look how many
Let me
photos
see.
I have. I've got one with my downloads is 1,500. Facebook, I have 1,600. I've got a bunch of iFunny has 400 4,087,
Can you just take all of
877.
them? Sorry to interrupt. Can you just go to settings and just see the grand total?
Um, I might be able
Because
to.
I have 16,785.
27,269.
Lord, Lord Almighty! I had too many. I had 16,000, 16.7K, almost
I've got
16 point.
11,000 more than you
Oh, you need to empty it. How do you have storage on your phone? This is in
because
OneDrive.
I've got Note 8, which came with a lot of storage. Oh, I'm starting to get up there, and
Yeah,
it uh
too many. I have to deal with.
64
And
gigabytes on the phone.
I'm never going to find it. It's just too many. It's too. I need to start naming these and actually giving them proper names so I can find them. Uh, Like it was Danny DeVito with like Danny DeVito and then a taller guy, a taller dude. I don't know what it's called. Because all memes had names. I just don't remember anymore. Yeah, I need to. Bloody hell! I can't believe I'm probably never gonna find it. Because I just have too many. Now, anyway, back to what I was talking about. I do feel that people do use their Sona as a way to like, hey, this is the better me. This is me better in every way. Taller, more better looking, less ailments, etc. And some people some people are a little maybe too into the idea where there's certain people who think a little too much that they are their persona and not the other way around, that their persona is that. uh,
Yeah, I get you.
yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. But which can raise some concerns
Yeah,
and
and it's like, especially if it's like your persona is a better version of you and you think you are your persona, then that can
yeah,
cause some narcissistic problems and the tendencies. And so, if you make your persona a better version of you and that's what you aspire to be, then I think that can do some really good things.
yeah,
But you got to pay attention to yourself, and you've got to try to be self-aware as best you can.
yeah. Self-awareness is important. Eddie technically is just me, but a bit better. No physical ailments, particularly with my meaning inhaler and all these other things. Um, I live a pretty, I have a good quality of life, so I don't want to give the impression that I'm just this crippled dude here. I don't want to give that impression, and I don't want no boohoo or anyone to feel bad for me because I'm fine. It's just Eddie is a slightly better version of me, but he
Yeah,
is me, and the other
yeah,
way around.
and that's the same thing with
Not
both.
Eddie. I'm not. I say I'm Eddie in the podcast because the theme and everything, but it's I am Andre. I am a white Hispanic. That's what I am, and I'm proud to be who I am. And I feel that not having that sense of pride of like I'm proud of who I am. You know, I have my faults. Everyone has their faults. I'm not proud of that, but I'm proud of what good attributes I have. I'm
Hmm.
a flawed person, just like anyone else. I have my issues, but I'm still proud of some things I've done and what I do. And there's
Yeah,
plenty to be proud of. And having that pride, not the other kind of pride, but that good kind of pride, like that you feel proud of yourself
yeah.
when it's
Well,
appropriate.
there's a difference between pride and proud. They are two different words. They're not the same thing. Pride
Yeah, I think
is something that ruins you, and being proud is kind of like a feeling of happiness and success. But pride is
yes.
it's like that, but more narcissistic. It's like thinking you're better than everyone else, and uh, it and that's why it's one of the seven deadly sins, as mentioned per the Bible.
Yeah, it's important to not to put yourself on a high pedestal and assume you're always right.
Yes.
It's extremely important to be humble and just sometimes just to think for a moment, wait, I could be wrong. And that's
Yeah.
part of humility. And I feel that that's something that should be more heavily be put into the Bible. But anyway, humility is also a very important attribute. And I feel that there's a lot of people like I feel that Tyler really lacks humility.
I think he does, and that's one of the problems with him. Like the reason I unfollowed him was he said he was for brainwashing kids and indoctrinating them, which
Here's the thing about that. I'm gonna I'm gonna jump in, I'm gonna interject here. I'm gonna intervene for
go
one
ahead.
reason. Here it is. If if you have